All right, joining us now to discuss the baby formula shortage is Florida Congresswoman Cammack. Congresswoman, you have been instrumental in showing firsthand all of the baby formula that was sitting on those pallets at the border. Where do you think we are with this crisis now? Is enough happening?
Well, it's good to be with you both. And no, not enough is happening on this front. And I still can't believe that it took us going to the border, exposing the America Last policy once again of this administration at the expense of our parents and our kids all around America. You know, just 2 days ago, we took a series of votes on this very issue, and only because Nancy Pelosi wanted to look like she was doing something. Now, there was one good thing that we voted on, and that was a waiver, essentially codifying Congress's role in saying, listen, FDA, you have the ability now to waive certain nutritional rules that are arbitrary and really nothing more than red tape. And we need to start importing this formula. But one thing that they did do was they wanted to allocate additional funds, $28 million to be exact. Now, think about this. In the last 2 months, we in Congress have given the FDA over $120 million. Some of which has been earmarked directly for mothers and infants and formula issues. Yet the Democrats wasted no opportunity to set up a plan where they would once again come after moms and dads across America to foot a bill on an issue that doesn't need more money thrown at it. It's a policy change. So once again, Democrats, no crisis goes to waste.
I don't know if you had the opportunity. We just had a reporter, Ali Barrett from London, talk about some of the obstacles to bringing formula from Europe, which, by the way, has full shelves and babies that seem to be surviving just fine, but their labels are not in sync with ours. And I get that because we have very stringent requirements, and properly so. But when you're in an emergency, it seems like there should be a way to deal with that.
Absolutely. And again, this is one example where the Biden administration never had a plan. They took the nation's largest baby formula manufacturer offline. They make up 43% of the market share. They put no plan in place to backfill it, no easing of regulations. They didn't lift tariffs. They didn't make the plan to import more. And all along, they've been saying, we've had a plan. We're working our plan. They've lied. Because we're now just finding out that the labeling issues between products manufactured in the European Union and here in America aren't syncing up. If they had a plan, they would have worked through this previously. It's really just nonsense out of this administration. We can easily import what we need to get the formula on the shelves for our moms and dads and kids here. And again, you see what's happening at the border. They had no problem sourcing formula and diapers and wipes and everything else under the sun to get that product at the border. It seems like, again, only American moms and dads are the ones feeling the pain, because if you go to the border, you have absolutely everything that you need. Once again, Biden administration, America last.
And Consumer Reports came out with a do's and don'ts list when it comes to the baby formula shortage. Take a look at what they say to do if you can't find formula. Do try a different brand. Do ask your pediatrician about formula samples. Do request specialized formula if needed. Do consider some whole milk for older babies. Now, of course, here's what they say not to do. Don't buy imported formula online. Don't give toddler formula to infants. Don't count on donated breast milk. Don't dilute formula to make it last longer. And finally, don't make your own formula, in parentheses, ever. So basically, there really isn't anything you can do, it seems to say.
Well, one thing that I've always criticized is politicians thinking that they're MDs. And I'm certainly not an MD, so I won't weigh in on the do's or don'ts. But the one thing that I can stress to parents that are watching right now is contact your member of Congress. We have been back channeling with manufacturers, looking for ways and recovering specialty formulas and getting that in the hands of our parents who need the formula immediately, especially those specialty brands and specialty formulas for preemies and others. So contact your member of Congress. They can be helpful in ways that most people haven't really thought of. So that's one way you can be helpful. And then online, we're seeing moms and dads put together these social media groups where they're keeping track of where there's formula and where there's not. That's another way we can really band together and have a community-based solution rather than a government solution. So those are some of the things, of course. Use common sense. I mean, parents have been doing this for a long time. Let's just use common sense, and we will get through this.
All right. Congresswoman Kat Cammack, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.